Hey G Squad, welcome back to an episode of Is It Worth It? So today's episode we have this cool episode right here, and pretty much what these are travel adapter. If you see right here, we do have two different brands. The left one from a brand called Zendure, and this one from a brand called Polarries. And the way how they design both of the products is actually very similar in terms of what you guys do get. But for this one in particular, it's much more powerful because it does give you guys 100 watts speed. Where for this one right here, the max is 65 watts for the built-in output. Obviously, if you guys don't plug in your own charger on the AC option, it will still give you guys that fast charging speed depending on your wall charger. And for both of them, it does have the built-in GaN technology to give you guys a fast charging speed at a safe speed and also allow the travel adapter to be much smaller. And for both of them, it does give you guys a different plug in terms of UK, EU, US, and etc. Which they do tell you guys right there in the front. You can see. And in terms of different output on here, this one actually has less and this one has more. This one right here actually has 4 USB-C option and 1 USB option, which for this one only has 2 USB-C option and 2 USB. But I mentioned for this one is much more powerful since it does provide you guys 100 watt speed. So for this one allow you guys to charge 5 devices at a time, where for this one allow you guys to charge 6 devices at the same time. And for both of them, it does have the child-proof design, which I'll show you in a second. So I'll take out both of them to show you guys what it looks like. And for both of them, it does have the built-in protection in terms of over voltage protection, overcharge protection, and the list goes on. And for both of them, it does have the auto resetting fuse, which is really nice. So here's what both of them look like. Let me take out both of them to show you guys what the product looks like, and then we'll test it out. So when you take out this one, they do give you guys a user manual to teach you guys how to set it up and how to use it. And they give you guys some stickers. And inside they also give you guys a little baggie to store the product when you guys are traveling, which is really nice. And then right here we do have the product. Before I show you guys what's on here, let me show you guys the other one first. So when you guys open the other one, they do give you guys a little case to store the product. And you see how it does give you guys a wrist strap for you guys to put on your wrist to carry around really easy if you guys want to. On the case right here, they do have the brand name. And when you guys do feel the case, it does feel like a high quality case. And right here we do have the zipper. If you guys do open up, here's what the inside looks like. So you see inside we do have the actual product. And they also give you the cable to recharge like a laptop if you guys want to. Let's take it out to show you guys what it looks like. So once you guys do take out the cable, here's what the cable looks like. So the cable is nylon braided, so it is very high quality. And you can see on here, they do tell you guys how it does support 240 watts when you guys do use it. But for the cable, it's USB-C to USB-C. So you can definitely use that to recharge like a laptop. So really cool actually provide you guys that option. And then right here we do the product. If you guys do put the sticker, here's what the product looks like. So we guys do put both of them side by side. And you see for this one is slightly bigger, which is totally understandable since it does provide you guys a lot more power. Since this one provides you guys up to 100 watts and this one will provide you guys 65 watts. But you see the design of both of them definitely looks very similar and actually looks very high quality. Front part right here, we do have the brand name for both of them. Top part right here, we do have the option for the plug-in cable. So regardless if you guys plug in a US plug, UK plug, EU plug, or anything else, you do have the option available on here. But let's take a look at the product. So here is the front, here is the top, here is the side. And see how I actually allow you guys to see the different parts inside, which is pretty cool. But for this one, you see on the side, we do have a USB-C option. And that is the one for you to plug it in for the 65 watts max option. If you guys use the other output, it will not work to give you guys 65 watts. So here is this side. Here's what it looks like on this side. So you see for this one, it give you guys 3 USB-C option and 1 USB. Where for this one, give you guys 2 USB-C option and 2 USB. And it does label on here to let you guys know what you guys can use for each one of them. So this one is for laptop and this one for phone. But if you guys only plug one at a time, you can use either or to give you guys very close to 100 watts. And for all 4 of these, it does give you guys the power delivery option and then a quick charging option, which is really nice. So whether if you guys plugging 4 devices at a time or just one, the max power on here is 100 watts, where for this one right here is 65 watts, regardless if you guys plug in 1 or all 5. But I mentioned for this one, in order for you to get the 65 watts, you guys can only plug it on the side right here to give you guys that power. These will probably give you guys anywhere from 10 to 20 watts. And over the top right here, they do have an in-here light to show you guys when it's working or when it's off. So here is this side. If you guys turn on to this side, here's what it looks like on this side. So we do have the brand name and we do have the product name here, Passport 3. But right here, we do have the option for it to open the plug. And like I mentioned, the way how to design it, it does have the child-proof lock. So when I try to open it, it won't come out until you guys push it down and pull it out. Then it comes out. And you guys want to make sure to lock it in. So that way I can't close it anymore. Until when you guys push it down again, then just bring it back in very easily. Same thing for all the other ones. Push it down, bring it out, lock it, push it down, bring it back in to close it. Same thing for this one. If you guys try to open it, won't work. But if you guys push it down, it does work. And same thing for this one, you guys unlock it in. If you guys want to unlock it, push it down, release it, bring it in very easily. Same thing for other one. And push it back down to push it back in. Just like that. Very easy and very simple. So for both of them, it does give you guys the same plug, if you guys can see. Like when you guys turn on the back right here, they do tell you guys what each different plug is for. Same thing for this one. But you see for both of them, it does give you guys the auto resetting fuse that I mentioned. And it does tell you guys the output and input when you guys use it. For this one here, and then for this one here. So this is what the part looks like for both of them. I love the way how they designed both of them for the back part as well. You guys can see the different parts inside. Just like when you guys look at the side right here as well, which is pretty cool. So that's a quick little comparison to show you guys what's on each one of them. Now let's test it out to show you guys the power on here and whether I should give you guys that fast speed that I mentioned. So I'll try this one here first. So let's do open and plug. You guys want to plug it right here. So for this test, I'm gonna plug into my MacBook Pro 16-inch to show you guys how much power is being generated when you guys do use it. And here I do have my tester. So let's do plug it in. Other side, I want to plug it into my laptop. I'm gonna use a cable from this brand that's supposed to support 240 watts when you guys use it. So let's do plug it in. Other side, I'll plug in the laptop. So we got it plugged in. Once you guys do plug it in, you can see it show you guys how much power that's being generated. So let's calculate to see how much that is. Alright, so once you guys calculate it, it does provide you guys 62 or 63 watts when you guys do use it. So very close to what I mentioned for 65 watts. Now let's try to plug another cable to see what happens when you guys charge more than one device at a time. So let's do plug it in. We're gonna charge our phone. You can see it does work. Once we plug in our second device to charge our phone, you can see the number went down a little bit. So calculate the new number and see how much power. So when I do plug in more than one device, especially if you guys plug in two cable, you can see that is how much power that's being generated. So it went down from 62 watts to 42 watts. You can see right here. So you can see the product definitely does work and it does give you guys that power dimensions or very close to it. And obviously if you guys want to use the other outlet on here in terms of AC option and other USB-C option or USB option, feel free to do so. You do have the option available. Now I'm just gonna plug it and try the other one to show you guys how much power can you get from that. So I have to open up. If you guys plug it in, let's plug in the cable that's charging my laptop. So plug it onto this one that has a laptop logo on it. Once you guys do plug it in, you can see the power that's being generated on here. So let's calculate the number on here to see how much power that's being generated on here. So once we do plug in the cable to charge it, you can see that is how much power that's being generated. So around like 89 or 90 watts. So very close to 100, but not quite there. So it does give you guys a lot more power on this one compared to the other one. Because the max for the other one is 65 watts, where for this one here, the max is 100 watts when you guys only plug in one device at a time. Now let's try to plug in our second device and see what happens. So same thing for this one, we'll plug our phone. If you see it does work. And if you guys do look at the new number on here, it definitely went down a little bit. Let's calculate the power on here to see what's the new number. So once we do the new calculation on here, you can see it went down a lot. So I do plug in more than one device at a time. And you can see how it went down from 89 or 90 to 61 or 62 watts. So this number right here is equivalent to what you guys do have when you guys plug in one for the other travel adapter. But you see how it went down from 89 or 90 watts to 61 or 62 watts. So when you do plug in more than one device, it will slow down the charge and spread it out. But this one is definitely still more powerful than the other one when you guys do test it out. If you guys can see the power that's being generated. And same thing for this one, if you guys want to charge all 5 devices at the same time, feel free to do so. But the speed will definitely slow down when you guys do plug in more than one device compared to when you guys only plug in one. But really cool how to give you guys the option to give you guys up to 100 watt speed when you guys use 4 or 1 at a time. So that way you can fast charge like a MacBook Pro, MacBook Air or anything else. So you can see when we do test out both of them, it definitely does work. So after testing both of them, you can see both of them are actually really powerful and it does work. But you can see when we do test it out, this one definitely provides you guys a lot more power and this one gives you guys a lot more outlet. So when you do compare both of them, obviously this is a better choice to go for because it does provide you guys a lot more power and give you guys everything that you do need. You guys are just losing 2 USB-C output, but you guys do gain 1 extra USB option and a lot more power like I mentioned. And obviously like I mentioned the size difference on here, this one's a little bit bigger. But I still think that's actually pretty small and compact for you guys to bring along. Since both of them, it does have the GaN technology built in, which is really cool. So that is everything that's on the product. Now to go unboxing and test the product. Now to answer the question of whether or not it's worth or not. So regardless of which one I do get, both of them are actually really cool. I think these two are definitely the top travel adapter as of right now because they provide you guys so many different options, so many different protection, and so much power on here when you guys do use it. But obviously, like I mentioned, if you guys want the best power and the most power, this one is obviously the best choice to go for when you guys see the test. It provides you guys so much more power for you guys to recharge like a MacBook Pro 16-inch if you guys want to. But even if you guys decide to get this one, it's not a bad deal as well. You still have the AC option to plug in your own wall charger to give you guys that same speed if you guys want to. It's not built in like this one. So for this one in particular, it's definitely much more worth it than this one. But then obviously for those of you guys who don't want or don't need one or haven't want these, That way don't buy one and save your money on something else actually do need. So that's basically everything for this video itself. If you guys like this video, make sure to smash that like button in the bottom. That will definitely help this video out, and it'll definitely help with the algorithm as well to promote more videos for you guys so you guys can see more of the videos or similar videos as well. But as always, make sure to stay positive, be you, and I'll see you guys in the next episode of Is It Worth It? Peace.